like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, here up in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Okay. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Smoke on the water.
Smoke on the water. Shout out to my boy Phil. Y'all wouldn't be here if it weren't for him and stuff. And smash that like button.
Shout out Phil.
Shout out Phil. I don't know if anyone's ever showed this on cam yet. I know Phil was asking why haven't we done it, and just
shout out Phil.
Kind of big and obnoxious, but we're rocking today. And shout out to the Tigers.
Shout out to the Tigers.
5 wins in a row.
Yes.
Scoop back in fucking Cy Young fashion, and the offense finally helped them out with 1-2.
Yeah, you love to see it. This is their 3rd straight series win after getting swept by the Dodgers to start the season. Already got the series dub with 2 wins in a row against the Yankees. Looking to sweep with Flaherty on the mound tomorrow. But, yeah.
Who's on for them?
I don't know.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter because the Tigers are swinging hot bats. They're top 5 in the American League in WHIP. They're top 5 in the American League in OPS. They're top 5 in the American League in home runs. They have 16 home runs on the season, hitting 4 of them today. And like I said yesterday, they ended May with 12. Let me see this real quick, Chris.
Yeah.
Last year. Just put it on that camera. This camera.
In May.
Oh, okay.
Last year, the Detroit Tigers ended May. They ended May with 12 home runs last year. They already have 16 this year, and we're 8 days into April. The Detroit Tigers offense looks completely different than it did to begin the season last year. It looks like that carryover from that miracle run is actually happening. Torkelson absolutely lighting things up. Had a double and a home run today. Dingler had a home run. McKinstry had a home run. Carpenter had a home run off a lefty. Javier Baez with a hit and a walk. The Tigers are swinging some of the hottest bats in baseball right now, and the pitching staff is looking elite. It's looking as advertised. You have Cy Skubal going out there, 6 scoreless, 6 strikeouts, no walks, was attacking the Yankees hitters all day, looking dominant. Then you had Herter come in, throw 3 scoreless, and slam the door. Just an absolute great performance to win the series against the Yankees. 3rd series victory in a row for the Detroit Tigers, and they're playing some of the best ball I've seen them play with this core intact right now, including last year's run. They got swept by the Dodgers, a couple games that could have gone either way in that series, but since then they dropped 1 to the Mariners and have won every game since 7 of their last 8. It's great to see. It looks like a new team. All of them are locked in at the plate. It starts with Torkelson. He has been lights out. Riley Green's had a rough couple days, but the people around him have picked him up. Like I said, 4 solo shots today. It was beautiful.
The 4th inning was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. There's do you have that graphic of
the tweets?
MLB Homer Watch posts, every time someone hits a home run, they post it and what the odds were. And that was the MLB home run watch right there. Boom, Torkelson. Then boom, McKinstry, and then a ground out, then back to back Dingler and Carpenter, man.
Less than 20 minutes.
Or no, I'm sorry. McKinstry and Dingler went back to back with the ground out between Torkelson and them. And then obviously Carey, after they bring in a new pitcher, they bring in the lefty to try to go after Kerry Carpenter because he notoriously can't hit left-handed pitching. And he takes the first pitch he sees and puts it in the seats, man. It was awesome.
Nick, official Tigers beat reporter for Woodward Sports Network. What are your thoughts?
What a win by this team, all-around performance. But I'm going to go back to even yesterday. There was a big momentum swing in that game. And there was one today when guys were on 1st and 2nd in the 1st inning where it looked like Skubal might get in some trouble again. 1st and 2nd base. Guess who comes up to bat? The AL MVP going up against the AL Cy Young winner. 2 of the best in baseball. What does Skubal do? Gets up on the changeup away. Judge whiffs on it, strikes out Aaron Judge. Then he strands guys on 2nd and 3rd to end the 1st inning. Come back top of 2. Torque double, Keith single, McKinstry drives him home on a sac fly. You got all of the momentum. You strike first against the Yankees. Once again, it's limiting runs and big opportunities defensively, which came in clutch with our pitching today, and then striking first on the offense and staying hot, getting the momentum for this Tiger team, and the pitchers can cruise after. They are so talented. This whole entire pitching staff is really. If you give them a lead, I feel so great going into it. Obviously, the bats, you could talk about them all day, but that was a lot. That was the biggest part of this game. Skubal getting out of that first inning unscathed and scoring in the the bottom of the second.
Real quick, talking about the bullpen, the pitching, I just want Herder.
Yeah.
The catching man, the broken bat.
Yeah, that was
the
sweet.
smoothest, coolest shit I've ever seen. Are we allowed to play that? If I grab it?
You could play it. We got a 3-cam and turn the volume all the way down. You could play it. And all of the pitchers voted Brett Herder as the most athletic player on the Tigers.
Clearly. There's
there's a video of them in the locker room asking all the players who's the most athletic guy on the team. All of the position players, none of them wanted to say Kreidler, and Kreidler was getting really pissed off about it. It was pretty funny. But they were all saying Riley Green. And then it went to the pitchers, and all of them in a row. Herder. And the admin walked up to him after they did it, and they're like, how did you feel being voted the most athletic player in the room? He's like, makes sense. But no, that was a great play by him. And like I said, 3 scoreless for him. This pitching staff, we knew what the pitching staff was. I don't think there was any questions about the pitching staff. It's just if they could stay healthy throughout the entire year. And they've been electric. The bats have been the surprise.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this team to be off to this type of start. 16 home runs already. Like I said, top 5 in the AL in basically every statistical category you want to be. That has been a revelation. And I absolutely will eat crow if they make the playoffs, because I said they're not going to make the playoffs. And if they continue to play like they're the central favorite right now. If they playing like this all season, they would win a lot of games.
Yeah.
So if they can keep it up, they're absolutely going to make the playoffs, and I'll eat all the crow in the world. This has been awesome.
You goddamn right. The pitching is why we originally conceded to like the defensive lineups. You know what I'm saying? We're like, we didn't have Jay Hen leading off and stuff like that. But now everyone's getting. Jay Hen a little bit of a slump today too. But I think the consistency stuff though is like Scoob, the 2 tough ones you would argue that he had. Obviously today back on the mound, killing it, attacking pitchers. This guy is like just mowing them down. He is different on there. Like he is a demon. Like obviously you see him when Nick was passing by when the guy was throwing the ball. He's a nice dude. Mm-hmm. But then when he's up there on that mound, dude, like he's just in attack mode, and it's fucking dope to see. I believe it's Dingler's first time catching for him. So tell me if I'm wrong or not. Do you see a lot more of his stuff, more than like the fastball, like?
What do you mean?
A lot more cutters, a lot more. I feel like you saw a lot more secondary stuff today.
Out of Skubal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what he does. He's the best pitcher in baseball. He doesn't just go up there and pump fastballs. He's got a lot of different pitches that he works in, and they're all great. And it was a great job for Dingler, who got this notice 30 minutes prior to the game starting that he was going to be catching Skubal, because unfortunately Jake Rogers has been put on the 10-day injured list, but. He got up there. He caught Skubal for the first time in an actual game. Obviously, they've done bullpens and stuff like that before.
Yeah.
Did a great job. Caught a shutout and hit a home run. Can't ask for more out of him than doing that. So,
ding dong.
Shout out to Dylan Dingler. He stepped up big time.
I guess the point I was getting to with the consistency, too, is Torque has been the one we're questioning early in the year. Will remain. And then yesterday, a little bit of a slump for him. Pumps went out today. It's just dope. I guess there's like some actual optimism with the Tigers team. And we still have Torres, like we said yesterday, Torres, Meadows.
All those guys potentially coming back. Unfortunately, Wencel Perez was moved to the 60-day injured list. That sucks because he's a very good utility player. But like I said, it looks like you're going to get Torres back hopefully this weekend. That's going to be a big addition to an already red-hot lineup. They're probably swinging the hottest bats in baseball right now. They're absolutely mowing down the team that was swinging the hottest bats in baseball. And every time I say something like this, I just want this on wax right now for future reference and going forward all year. Every time I talk about a team's like bats this year or their run production or how they're hitting as a team, it's based on the rest of the MLB except for the Dodgers. I want to put the Dodgers over there, and then I'll talk about the rest of the MLB as they're swinging the best bats in baseball, because the Dodgers have 4 MVPs on their lineup, and it's not fair. But they look really good. Like I said, all of their stats are right up to the top of the American League. And I know everybody's like, I was never off. The Tigers, I had faith. Nobody expected them to look like this. This looks like American League champion stuff that they're putting out there right now with the lineup. You just got to hope it continues. And they show no signs of slowing down right now.
That's where I'm at with it as well.
Here's that play by Brent Herter, getting that snag off the broken bat.
You can't even tell. He did it. That's how smooth it was.
Yeah, Grisham breaks the bat coming right at him, too, and he just makes the behind-the-back snag.
Even my favorite, too, is running back one time, Grisham's face.
Yeah.
It was like,
yeah. Even
the crowd, oh, come on, I want to see his face.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right.
But, Nick, how you feeling?
Yeah, I legitimately think they can win the AL. Like, straight up.
If they play like this, they can.
It's not even if they play like this. It's they don't have Parker Meadows back yet.
Yeah.
And this is how they look. I was optimistic. I didn't want to be Debbie Downer like this was before, obviously I got credentialed or anything. I didn't want to be baseball's a long season. I was trying to find the positives of how everything could look well. And this team last year went on the magical run, and to me, one of the big reasons this team was going to have to be great was I believed in the Torque comeback. As much as it's crazy to say, it's just I was putting all the stock into the spring training. He did look different.
Yeah.
And he is showing that he's looking better than he was in spring training.
Absolutely.
I thought Riley Green was going to take another step this year. And I thought Karp was going to get some at-bats against lefties. Holy shit. He has 2 home runs against left-handed hitting pitching this year. He had 1 all of last year.
Yeah.
It is April 8th.
Yeah, if Carpenter can consistently, those are your 2 X factors of this team. Like, we wanted a big bat last year.
Yes,
we needed a big bat in the offseason because you thought you were 1 bat away from making the ALCS last year. And it looks like that bat, as of right now, is Spencer Torkelson. And the team didn't prepare for that. They switched it up like Torkelson wasn't even going to be here. They put Keith at first and signed a second baseman.
Yeah.
And he has taken that job back. He has taken it by the reins, and if he can consistently do this, and Kerry Carpenter can consistently hit left-handed pitching, making him an everyday player, the Detroit Tigers will win the Central, and it won't be close.
And I will say, there are slap asses out there that never lose faith in either Detroit Tigers teams. And that's
Absolutely.
Rando, I believe Phil may have been one as well. But for the people out there that try to attack people for like cheering on Torque and being proud of him, like the fucking organization had it propped out for him to be the DH. Mm-hmm. We didn't know if he was going to make the team. Like he got sent down to Toledo last year, and he was going 0 for 3, 0 for 4 in Toledo last year. Like it's not like he grabbed and seized the moment. He leveled up.
He did. He made the changes necessary to still be a major league hitter.
He
made the changes necessary to live up to what he was supposed to be. And obviously, they talk about it every day. Every team talks about it when you play. Every team, if you listen to the alternate broadcast, is going to talk about it when they play the Tigers, how different he looks in the batter's box with his stance and his swing. And hats off to him. Absolutely. He needed to make a change. He made the change, and now he looks better than he ever has. And the Tigers fucking needed it. Like, how many times did I say if Torkelson hits 30 home runs, they're going to make the playoffs, and he's on pace right now.
He's on pace for 33, I think.
Torkelson's been such a great story, but the other story, he just got his shot today to catch Tarek Skubal. I said in one of our overreactions of spring training, is Dylan Dingler going to get more at-bats this season than Jake Rogers? He can hit flat out, and obviously he's still a good defensive catcher. Like, Jake Rogers is almost like a Gold Glove type caliber. Dylan Dingler can flat out hit. I went back and looked at their AAA numbers, like just to see how they were before they get into the big leagues. Jake Rogers was hitting basically a 780 OPS in AAA. Dylan Dingler was hitting about a 940.
Wow.
Like, he can rake. And if he is doing that from the catching spot in your lineup, where you can put him 6th, 7th, instead of just penciling Rogers in at 8th or 9th and hoping to get one every now and then, and you're getting real production from your catching spot, it takes this team to a caliber we haven't even thought about yet. Straight up. Dylan Dingler, so impressive to start the 2025
And if you're
season.
getting Javi Baez at bats, like he's looked like
walk today.
Like Neil, I'm done with that shit. He's looked much better so far this season. In the box, not swinging too far out of the zone. He had a walk and a hit today. He's still over 300 now. Like, It's okay to be like, yes, he's doing good. Please keep doing this. Please keep doing this. I mean, if he's not hitting home runs, whatever. He's getting on base, which is crazy. I'm happy with what I've seen out of Javi Baez. And that's the last thing I thought I was going to say this year.
Yeah. We do got to go to break. Before we go to break, guys, I see some of the band names. Keep them coming. Spinny, tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody can get a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month, or upgrade to the Black Card, get use of amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in-club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
If you are tired of your same old Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there and get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, every season. Make sure you are getting the latest and best merch at woodwardsports.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on woodwardsports.com. I'm joined by Smorax, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Breaking news. Not really breaking news. Kind of. Something might be going on downtown Detroit or in Birmingham. I know basketball teams be saying here.
Yeah.
Food poisoning has been breaking out for athletes facing Detroit teams. Today was the recent victim. Yeah, Cody Bellinger was today. John Morant was Saturday, I think that was. Something going up.
Hey, shout out Detroit.
when the Eagles,
make sure it's not our boys that you guys are giving these shit wings to, all right? Just make sure it's not our boys. You see that Yankees bus pull up? Slip them a couple day-old wings in there.
Complimentary.
Who do you think it is? What spot is it?
I don't know.
Is it somewhere here? Right? Because they stay here, don't they?
It's probably, yeah.
The baseball team?
Sometimes. I know pretty much every basketball
team's out here, yeah.
There's a place in Corktown that some teams stay at as well. I'm trying to think of any Corktown places.
Hey, shout out the boys
but yeah,
in Detroit. I'm just saying. I'm
Philly,
not mad.
Yeah, when Philly did this.
As long as I don't see Kerry Carpenter missing a game with food poisoning, keep doing what you're doing.
Philly did this for the Braves.
Allegedly.
And I believe they did it for a playoff team too. Yeah, it's either
It was the Braves and the Phillies.
Yeah, but didn't they do it with the NBA again too?
I don't know, but I know they didn't. Or no, it wasn't.
They
the
refused.
Braves. It was in the World Series.
They refused to feed them.
Yeah.
Well, they refused to cater to them. I was like, I love that.
I love it.
Let's keep that energy, Detroit.
Absolutely.
I want to see us do something like that.
We're
Detroit, so we took it a little step further. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should reel back a little bit.
Nah, hell no.
You know, just for safety reasons.
Just don't kill anybody.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And don't make sure it's not going to our boys. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see, Isaiah Stewart out with food poisoning. But if I see, Aaron Judge has to miss tomorrow, he had a bad fucking tuna sandwich, I'm not mad.
Do you think it was the same place? Realistic.
I hope so. I hope they're putting hits out there. Like Bountygate, dude.
Realistic, too.
We should dude. Listen, I've dealt with the health inspectors around the Metro Detroit area a lot.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've been working in food service I worked in food service for a very long time, and they're good people. But listen, we can start putting Bounty Gate shit out there. Like first restaurant to knock down two Knicks players when they're in town for the playoffs. Karl Anthony Towns has to miss the game because he's got the shits. That restaurant might get a nice little bump. I'm just allegedly.
I've always, as a kid, called for stuff like this to happen to referees, like post game though. Like
I'm down with that too.
A lot of terrible things, like calls. I'm saying like god awful calls, and these people just leave here all happy, fucking gun ho. Fuck that. Go home with some food poisoning. You know, that type shit.
Like the refs after the Lions Falcons game when yes, that was when the 10-second runoff.
Yeah, or you know
what the hell? You ripped the win away from the
embarrassing.
Lions. Like that was one of the worst ones ever.
1,000,000%.
Literally, because they reviewed it, we lost the game.
Yeah, that asshole
That was
in Dallas.
messed up.
What was his name? The ref.
I don't remember.
The skipper reported.
We were calling him out too.
That guy.
Yeah, your boy.
Oh,
Fuck, I did forget his name.
If that was in
I
Detroit,
hated that guy.
that's
That's
not
like
eating for a week.
I think he had a regular ass name too. So what if every time they're just doing it and it's just like
I'm just saying.
yeah. You know what? We got.
I would not be using code names if you're ordering food around Detroit. Like don't say, you know, hey, this is Aaron Judge. Might get some poop in your food. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, I know Bellinger.
Bellinger's probably eating some weird shit too. He's a California guy. He's probably eating some
Nick was getting there.
some real weird stuff. He's a stoner from California. He's probably ordering some weird stuff late night from a Coney, and he might have got a little poop in there. Not I'm just saying, happens sometimes. Allegedly.
Shout out the Tigers, bringing it all together.
Brad
fellas.
Allen.
Yeah.
Brad Allen,
yeah.
Thank you. I was just looking it
I
up.
would spit in his face if I saw him.
I swear to God, I'd beat his ass in front of his children.
That's aggressive.
I would do it. That guy deserves his fucking fate. He lied about
He
it.
did lie.
Like I can understand you making a human error, especially if like you're an old geriatric fuck like him. All right, whatever. Like your brain's decaying. I get it, you know. But then you fucking lied about it?
He lied.
That was the craziest shit. Like you shouldn't be allowed to officiate NFL games after that point. Like you are untrustworthy.
He's at the NFL Diddy parties with Jerry in fucking couple weeks
Guarantee he
later.
was.
The clock up, baby.
Yeah, coming off the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Dean Blandino.
Get
It
that guy out of the
creams in your
fucking
mouth
league.
a
That's
little
crazy
bit.
that he was allowed to officiate.
You
this shit.
cannot be in the league if you are partying with an owner. You
Yeah.
cannot be employed by the NFL.
direct conflict of
Why don't
interest.
Blandino?
Direct conflict of interest. Cannot happen.
Blandino's a Fox guy now, if I'm not mistaken.
Blandino is, I'm talking about Brad Allen.
Get
You
him
know
the fuck
about
out of
those
here,
Fox
man.
guys.
Somebody needs to break his fucking leg still to this
guys-
day. I don't care about it.
right?
Like, I'm not over it.
Those Fox guys, they do
Yep.
whatever they can to
To
get
get
on
to-
top. Fox guys and girls.
Brady. And then
I was
butter
thinking
skin,
more
I can't
Joy
think of her
Taylor,
Peanut
but
butter skin.
Joy Taylor, yeah.
Shout out Joy Taylor.
What did Tom
Joy
Brady
Taylor, if you
do?
want an executive position at the Woodward Heavyweights, my DMs are open.
You could be assistant to the assistant manager.
Yes.
You can make it happen.
Very exclusive things.
We know some people. Speaking of things happening behind the scenes, this actually, Chris, I'm gonna allow you to lead the way with because this your world's colliding. Hip hop
When
and
worlds
basketball
collide.
specifically. Drake had dropped a
can
bar
run.
about
Cannot hide when worlds collide. You remember, dude, that SpongeBob episode with the,
No.
the robot and the caveman? Ooh, when worlds collide. They start rapping at the
I
end.
do remember that one, but I remember hating that one.
No, that one's
That's in
great.
that shiny room, the shiny
Yeah,
white room.
why is it all chrome?
Yeah, that shit was too trippy. That was weird.
And then the one before it is when they're cavemen and they're lighting everything on fire and eating it. Great episode. Sorry.
Then that's why Green Bay gets good ref calls. You're 100% right.
That is true because they don't have owners.
MPWU says Joy Taylor is a claptrap. Well,
I'd clap
my
that
friend
trap.
Spinny, yeah, he confirms clap goes away.
It does. All right, Chris. speaking of
clapping.
Yeah,
Speaking of clap, yeah. I like doing
Speaking of
coke
clap,
and
this
choking
guy-
strippers.
This guy Drake, man,
There's a graphic in there too. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
understand. Yeah, I'll throw it up for everybody that is unaware. But this bar broke my brain. In all
power
honesty,
within.
sleeping in the Pistons locker room. I'm on another mission. Cade Cunningham left his Crocs. Yeah, I fucked you in them.
Weird.
Now,
Half his age. by the way.
I just it was a leak first of all, but I did do my due diligence, my research. This is a real record, and yeah, I don't get it. First of all, yes, there's like a big age difference between Cade Cunningham and Drake.
Drake's pushing 50, bro.
And
on top
of that, dude, like
I hate this, by the way, but the age, what do they got to do with anything? He's wearing his shoes. Shoes have a fucking age restriction on them?
As a light skin,
you can't step into these.
As a light-skinned man pushing 50 yourself, you don't have
I'm past 50. I'm 76 years old. I can speak on the man. I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah, I just feel like if I was Cade, I would want my...
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, come on,
people in my comment section like, how is this disrespectful? First of all, if Cade didn't know, disrespectful right away.
Yeah.
2, why the fuck are you in my locker?
Yeah.
And if you're using his slides to fuck a bitch, whose locker were you in?
Yes.
Cade Cunningham's locker. And I don't know what type of nasty bitches you got in there. Fuck, that's gross.
That's true.
If they're boys and like Cade.
Bro, if Cade gets a herpes outbreak on his hand because Drake was fucking some slut from Houston in his locker, I would.
Well, no, because he's here.
Canada!
It's some fucking bitch from Dearborn, and she's for sure got
Cade
something.
was out a pretty long time with a calf injury.
Like
did Drake injure Cade Cunningham? Cade was out a pretty long time for a calf injury.
When did this take? Was it a concert?
Maybe it was a flare-up.
DLC, come on, bro, relax. It's disrespectful. It is, and especially if you're Cade and you had to find out that way.
Yeah,
it's just not. Even if all this happened and Drake did this, it's just not a vibe to like throw that out there.
That's weird.
That's not cool.
That's weird.
That's really, really weird.
You're wearing a man who is half your age is well,
I still don't get this part.
While you're banging a girl, I don't know.
At that point, go barefoot. At that point, just smack barefoot.
Drake's got to start acting like he's pushing 50.
You definitely need some traction in those, and you know what I'm saying, when you put in some work. So I'm not. But Cade's?
You gotta throw him in sport mode.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like but Cade,
and
you put it in a song.
I'm about to rock your world, sweetheart.
Pause,
put that shit in sport
real
mode.
Quick. There's no way those fit.
Yeah, Cade's
6'7". Cade's feet are way bigger than Drake's, allegedly. Chris, you're our feet finder expert. But there's no way. There's no way Drake's wears the same size shoes.
Inconclusive.
So this is just cap.
Yeah.
He was sitting in the Pistons locker room for sure, but he didn't fuck nobody in Cade sandals. Come on.
Fuck you in them. I don't know.
Caparoni. If not, it's even weirder because that means, you got to think. Cade's, 6'7". There's no way Drake has the same size shoe as Cade. So he wouldn't be wearing them for convenience because they're too big. He's wearing them because they're Cade's. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm fucking this bitch. I got to throw some shoes on. Let me throw these shoes on. They fit me fine. No, it's, these are Cade's.
Yeah, I don't know how many
six sizes too big for me.
There was some TikToker that, like, posted a video.
He
did a Detroit Pistons, like, locker room walkthrough, and Cade was the one with slides, the number 2 on them. So, like, confirm Cade keeps the slides in the locker room, but Drake, just leave. Just why, bro?
Yeah, we stay in Toronto. You're talk about Davion Mitchell.
For real.
Or
not as wavy.
Who else is on Toronto? Grady. Yeah, talk about Grady. Dude, you got a player named Grady Dick on your team. You can think of better bars about fucking bitches in locker rooms. Yeah. Hit the 3 like I'm Dick. Like, come on, dude.
I'll play the riff for it.
You got a dude named Dick on your team, and you're rapping about our star.
It'd be cool if it was a cool bar, but it wasn't. You fucked the girl in the shoe bar. Not as cool.
If it was a cool bar, it would have been a lot better.
Look, let me shoot Drake some bail. Because their superstar in Toronto is, let's call it like it is. He's a little bit of a cousin.
He's a bit of a cousin.
Yeah.
He's inclined.
So he just
There's
went.
a bar right there. I fucked her stupid.
The next nearest
Scotty
team.
Barnes.
Yeah.
Bar.
That is a bar.
What was the bar?
I fucked her stupid. Scotty Barnes.
Oh, that's a bar.
We do gotta go to break though. We do have a guest coming on to talk Detroit Lions draft with us. His name is Scott Bischoff. He'll be joined shortly. But Feist, tell us about that Feldman Chevrolet.
Feldman Chevrolet Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew for just $199 a month. And you can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Come see George Hawes and his team at Feldman Chevrolet Novi today.
Love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Oh, shit. Buddy's Pizza created the category of the original Detroit-style pizza and has been serving it since 1946. With 22 locations in Michigan, there's always a Buddy's Pizza near you. Buddy's is the cornerstone of the city of Detroit, being here for 79 years and is a dedicated community partner. With notable partnerships with local organizations like the Michigan Humane Society, Salvation Army, the Detroit Zoo, and more. Save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's the numbers 10MEAL. Go find a location near you at buddiespizza.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Smorx, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, and our boy, draft analyst Scott Bischoff. What up, though, man?
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing, Scott?
Doing? What were you guys talking about a few minutes ago? I'm lost.
So Drake, Drizzy Drake, who has been under a lot of fire lately, obviously, for the allegations and the battle he had with Kendrick. And how I see it is if you get called, pedo at Super Bowl,
you lose.
Yeah, that you kind of lose that one. But he had a
Who
bar.
hasn't been called that at the Super Bowl? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't had a diss song played about them at the Super Bowl? But he had a new line in one of his songs that's coming out saying he slept in the Pistons locker room and he wore Cade Cunningham's sandals to have sex with a woman in, and we didn't appreciate it.
To be fair, we have no confirmation of who he had sex with. He just said,
he
fucked you in them.
Yeah, it's true.
So we don't know who it was.
Okay. I wish I wouldn't have asked, but whatever.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's get right into it. Scott, appreciate you for joining us as always. So the top 30 visits have been starting to roll out for the Lions. And before we get to one of them that has a lot of college football fans in this town very excited, Shamar Stewart was brought in for the Detroit Lions for a top 30 visit. They brought him into Detroit, sat him down, talked to him. He's not going to be there at 28, right?
I highly doubt it. But this is really going to be a wild draft from the standpoint of you have a couple of premium players, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Ashton Janty, and then after that, there are good players, but teams can get picky about certain things. I would think there's no way he's available there, but never say never.
Yeah, it's been my draft crush for the longest, and I think Brad bringing him in kind of cements that for me because we know the type of guys Brad draft, and they're usually really good fucking football players. But his teammate, man, you and I talked about him before. I've seen him mock draft to the Detroit Lions a few times now. Nick Scorton, I know when you and I talked about him, you kind of said think of him as a bigger Josh Pascal, but the more Josh Pascal wasn't a first-round pick. What is it that's different about him? Has anything changed for you since the Combine and him coming in a little 20 pounds lighter?
Yeah, so the thing that changed is, he was 280, 285-ish when we talked about that kind of stuff. So he played for 1 year at Texas A&M in a very, very difficult system for defensive ends to play in. It's the same system that Georgia deploys, so same kind of stuff, right? the DNs, a lot of times they have to play inside. They have to step to the B gap. Their job is to, first and foremost, spill runs to the outside. So they have to defend, gaps towards the ball, for lack of being able to describe it better. So he needed to bulk up. They asked him to bulk up at Texas A&M. But if you go back to his film when he played at Purdue, his pass rush, this is in 2023. If you look at his film in 2023, his pass rush win rate is significantly higher than it was last year. Yeah. And he did play lighter. He was probably in the 255, 260 range. And you can see it. He is more athletic. He's still not, crazy athletic though. So at pick 28, totally fine. If this is the player they want to pair with Hutchinson as a power defensive end, 6'3", he was 6'3", 257 pounds at the combine, 33-inch arm. All that stuff's good. He plays with power. He's strong. He'll defend the run. He'll do all that stuff. He's just not a premier athlete. But this is pick 28, so it's not like we shouldn't be comparing him to Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
As an athlete, because Abdul Carter is probably going to go third in that range. You know what I mean? So pick 28 makes it a little different. But yeah, I think that his film this year at A&M, as opposed to what he looked like 2 years ago at Purdue, they're very different. They're different athletes being asked to do different things. His film at Purdue is, I think, what the Lions would deploy him like. And I like it a lot more than the A&M stuff, understanding that he is, I don't want to say limited athletically because that's a little bit disrespectful, but he is a little, if that makes sense.
Nah, I agree. I want to ask, I guess, one more about Shamar then, since your opinion kind of has changed a little bit on Nick. Has anything changed with you with Shamar Stewart? Is he still up there?
No. And it's the strangest thing. This is where we have to check our own bias, right? Like, I'm going to give Shamar Stewart lots of credit for not being crazy productive in A&M's system. He's got 4.5 sacks in his career in college, but I know he's really athletic, and he already defends the run at a very high level. I don't really have any worries about. I mean, if he's available at 28, you take him. I mean, dude, like, what? Wow. But I don't want to give the same sort of bump to Michael Williams, who played in the same defensive system. So I'm being a little hypocritical there, I guess. I just see one guy as being a premier premium athlete who is going to turn into a pretty dominant player, and already is as a player against the run. And I think the other guy I think Michael Williams is limited athletically, and it does prevent him from making plays that he could make. Where I think Shamar just he's got to figure out a little bit of some false step stuff. There's a little bit to clean up there, but again, I think his ceiling as a player is huge. So yeah, I mean, nothing has changed with him. I was excited to see that he's in town, but I think it's really unrealistic to view him as attainable in this draft, because I think he'll be gone really early.
And we got a question in the chat for you from our guy, Tori LaFrance. And normally I'm not a fan of the French, but this is a good question. So,
Tori LaFrance, is he a biker?
LaFrance, I'm not sure. He might be a hockey player. I don't know. But he says, why is Kenneth Grant dropping down boards? And that's a good question, because I've been confused on that too. I see him falling into the second round in some mock drafts.
Yeah.
Why?
I think there was a perception that he was going to test like the way, and I thought this too. He was going to test like Jordan Davis did. He didn't really test that way, and he didn't come in. I mean, he came in, he weighed kind of heavy, and some of the testing, and then the reality is when you watch him play, he's got pad level issues. He's tall. And there's a lot of times if he gets tired, he'll stand straight up. He's not necessarily playing with great leverage. I think he's a nose tackle. There's a lot of teams that have gotten away from from playing nose tackles as part of their primary base defense. Some of the defense, like Tampa Bay's got Vita Vea.
Mm-hmm.
They're not taking a guy in the first round with Vea on the field. The Giants run a 3-4 with a couple stand-up, edge players walked up but they have Dexter Lawrence. So they're not doing it either. So I think there's a little bit of supply and demand with Grant and a little bit of skepticism about, is this a guy that can stay in shape and keep bad weight off his body? And then what does it look like if he's not played next to a guy like Mason Graham? What does it look? I'm just giving you like some of the things I've heard as to why there's a little cooling off there. But I do think there's a supply and demand thing there for sure.
And another guy, his former teammate, a guy that a lot of Lions fans are excited about, and the Lions themselves see to be excited about because they brought him in for a top 30 visit. They brought him in a pre-draft visit, and they talked with him on their regional day, is Josiah Stewart. And I think he's mid-second round pick, I think, around there. They'd probably have to move up if they want to get him. But why are they targeting him so much compared to the other edges that we know they like? And would he be playing like Sam? Would he be Derek Barnes' backup, basically? Okay.
Yeah, he would be. I think he's – how do I say this without sound like a complete tool? I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure that out in the time we have. I think he is a better football player than Derek Barnes in every way. Wow. So I think he's better in coverage than Derek Barnes is. I think he's a better pass rusher than Derek Barnes is. He may have the best bull rush in the entire draft. Just think about him from a leverage standpoint. He's a shade under 250 pounds, but he's 6'1", so he's up underneath offensive tackles immediately because he's short, and he's able to move them because he plays with such good leverage. The issue is that he's got short arms, and that he's going to get engulfed if you ask him to set the edge, as a run defender. Yeah. But as far as being physically ready to play right now, Josiah Stewart is ready to play right now. I think you nailed where he's going to go. I think he would require a bit of a trade up from pick 60. The Lions fans should be very, very excited if Josiah Stewart lands in Detroit. He is a really, really good football player who's physically ready to go right now. Really good football player.
Yeah, I think he's a dog. I'm not going to lie. His tape's really fun to watch.
Total dude.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I think they have to move up from 60. I've been paying attention to the guys they're visiting with. Yeah. Not so many guys projected to be first-round picks. I think they might trade back, take a couple more swings in the second round.
Yeah, that's so we've been. I think that's the one thing that we talked about the longest is that the options that you may have at pick 28 might just feel gross when you get on the board for the Lions' particular needs. Like you don't want to overdraft a player at a certain position just because you have to have that player at that position. But some of the fallback plans, like Derek Harmon, is probably going to be gone. I don't know, based on some of the things I've heard them talk about, that they would really swing at the offensive line that early. So, maybe this is an opportunity for them to trade out of round one and grab a couple other pieces, on day two, or another piece on day two, somewhere between. My guess, I don't know what the price would be, but if they could get some ammo to package 60 and something else to come back up to the mid 40s to take a player that they really liked. On top of getting, say, pick 34 or 35, whatever it is, I would like. I mean, if you got Scorton early in round two, and then you moved up and you took Josiah Stewart, I think you've addressed the edge position really, really well, and that would be a very exciting, 2 days for Detroit.
Yeah, I would. Oh, I would love that. that would be amazing. And looking at that,
it's not going to happen, but we can talk about it. That's cool.
And I think if they, I don't see it happening, but if they stay put at 28, like I personally think they're going to move up and get their guy. The move back to get multiple guys in the second round is also looking like it makes a lot of sense to me too. Yeah. But staying at 28, if they're going to do that, I feel like that's saying we're going to get the best offensive guard on the board right now if they stay at 28. Who would that? There's talk of Gray Zabel. There's talk of maybe Booker Falls. Who do you think that would be if they go offensive line in that first round?
Okay, so Gray Zabel is very interesting, but I think he needs to be played closer to the ball rather than further away. He is 6'6" and 310 plus pounds, and he's got really short arms. He's got 32-inch arms. He also has a tendency, and this is technical stuff, but he has a tendency not to punch with his hands, and he kind of wants to grab outside a defender's shoulder pads, so he gives up his chest all the time. So he gets moved. Even at the lower level of competition that he plays at, he'll get walked back as a tackle. And in the NFL, with as big as defensive tackles are and as quick as they are, if he doesn't protect his chest, he is just going to get destroyed. So my guess is with Gray Zabel is the plan for him is for him to likely play center in the NFL in the future. And I don't know that you're picking a future center with the 28th pick, because I don't know that he can hold up as a guard. Maybe he can. I'm not really sure that he can. So I would be surprised if the Lions did do that, just based on what his film looks like and how easy it is for him to get moved, and at times how out of control he does play. Booker to me is a phone booth kind of run game mauler, but the problem there is I don't think he fits the Lions at all, because the Lions have gone to a heavy outside zone, not wide zone, but like a heavy outside zone usage team because of Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah. And Booker is not a player you can utilize that way. Now, if you want to pull him and you want to have him down block and all those things as a guard, yeah, he can do all that stuff, and he's powerful, and he's going to move bodies, going to do all that stuff. But the Lions' offense is predicated on getting their offensive linemen out wide into space at times with Gibbs and Montgomery, and I don't think he can do those kind of things. So I'm not sure he's perfectly suited for what Detroit is doing. To me, there's one player, it's Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. He's the guard that you would take at 28, but I don't think he'll be there at 28 because he's capable of doing it all.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I want to jump back to the defense side of the ball real quick, because my guy Lucas over there on the other spot, we go back and forth because I'm a big Shamar guy. He says you can stay late and get this guy Jordan Birch in the second round. He's just as good, if not higher upside. I don't believe that'd be the case to see a much older guy that's never really shined to that type of level of prospect. What is your take on Jordan Birch?
Birch is big. He's 6'4", 280, 200 and whatever pounds he is. 279 or something, 280, whatever it is. 33-inch arm. He is huge. And when you guys watch him next, every pass rush rep he takes, it's almost like there's a little trampoline effect that happens with him where he'll rock away from the line of scrimmage. His first move on let's say his foot that's up is to kind of rock backwards away from the ball and then to kind of spring forward. It's like he's trying to load up and go, but he's late. And it makes it a little easier for tackles to block him. But, he's a very powerful player. He can move people. He's got a little bit of bend to his game. He's got some ability to get the corner and that kind of stuff. It's just not a lot. But from a squeeze standpoint, from a power standpoint, he's got all that stuff that you could want. But that's a player. Birch is a guy I think that'll be around at pick 60, where I don't know. Shamar Stewart is a premium athlete. I don't think Birch is. But, I understand the concept. They're both big, huge guys who you're going to ask to set an edge, defend the run, and kind of be your closed defensive end mauler type. I view Shamar as much more athletic than just that, where Birch, I think, will only kind of be that at the NFL level. And again, I think Birch will be there at pick 60 if that's somebody they wanted to go to in round 2.
And we do have a little bit of breaking news here. It's from Ian Rappaport. It's just more top 30 visits being announced that happened. And the Lions met with the cornerback Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky. He's from Michigan. He ran a sub 340. It was a guy last year that had 5 interceptions, or 2 years ago, not last year. He was injured last year and didn't play in a lot of games. But 2 years ago, he had 5 interceptions on the season.
I think he's from West Bloomfield, so he was at their local pro day workout.
Where would he be? Where would you look at him in the draft? Because obviously he had a great season a couple years ago, but last year he got the injury.
I think there's a little off the field with him. I don't know what's happening there, but
Yeah.
I think it's right in and around where the Lions are picking is where he'll go. But he's very small, but fast as could be. He could end up being in the range where the Lions are drafting to maybe 25 to 35 or 40 is about his range where he'll go.
Okay. No way they do that again, right? They're not going to use a first-round pick on a cornerback again.
I might.
He's small. He's really small. I'd be surprised if they chose to do that. With Rakestraw coming back, with Arnold in year 2, with Rakestraw in year 2, expecting him to take a step, I would be surprised. I think they have more needs at safety than they do at corner.
I agree.
That's kind of a position where I think it's a little bit intriguing as to, what do they choose to do at the safety position, and do they hit that maybe in round 2 with like a Kevin Winston from Penn State kind of player.
Yeah.
Really interesting player. He's another guy that you got to go back 2 years to look at, but when you watch him on film, yeah, he's a really good football player.
Are they
guys that visited with so far? Jonas Sanker from Virginia. We'll get to show up the other guy. I found him. Jalen Reed from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would like that a lot.
Andrew Makuba from Texas.
Jalen Reed, another Michigan guy.
Yeah, Detroit native.
Makuba is
Matata.
as dynamic a coverage safety as there is in this draft. Like, he is ridiculous. But that leads to a longer conversation about if you want to let Kirby Joseph walk and you don't want to pay him, and the Lions are going to have to make these kind of decisions in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts my heart to hear it loud.
Right? I mean, it's. I'm sure it sucks to hear it, but like if your intention is to maybe let one of these guys go that you can't sign, Makuba would be a very dynamic replacement for Kirby Joseph very quickly as your robber free safety type, because he is so instinctive. He's just small. He's like 5'11" and 185. So you'd have to reconcile the idea that this dude's a missile and he wants to kill people, he wants to crush people, but he's small. But it's more about him in coverage. He's absurd. His instincts, his ability to make plays on the ball. He's as dynamic as there is in this class. He's just small. But it's not like you'd have to spend a premium pick to get him. I would love it if the Lions chose to do that, because you can't have too much coverage, too many good players in coverage. I would love it. He's a phenomenal player.
And then before I let you get going, man, I got to ask you, big game for the Red Wings tonight. I know you're a hockey guy. They've been teasing us by keeping themselves around it. What happens tonight for Detroit Red Wings versus Canadians?
I don't know.
We don't know what this team's going to give you.
You hope they win in regulation, kind of thing. But I don't have great vibes about the way they. I mean, obviously, you beat Carolina, you beat Florida, you come into this game kind of hot, but it kind of feels like a game that the goalie's going to have to steal one for you on the road. Huge game for Montreal. I mean, they beat Detroit, and they kind of eliminate Detroit from consideration, right? And elevate themselves with a week and a half left. Huge game. I'm really excited to watch it. It'll be fun. It's gonna be a fun watch. It's just I don't have great vibes about it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I tried to wear the gear to get myself into it.
Yeah.
But
I saw him crying in his car when I pulled up today.
They're talented. They could surprise us.
Hopefully, maybe Suzuki will get food poisoning like Bellinger did.
Maybe.
How about the Tigers? How you feeling about the Tigers start so far, huh?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about
the
everything.
Bats look good.
Yeah, that's all good.
But Scott, we appreciate you so much joining us as always, man. It's great to have your insight. Tell the people where they could get your mock drafts, your breakdowns. I know you got a lot of stuff that you're diving into during the season.
Here and there, whatever, it's good.
Scott, appreciate you so much.
I love you, Scott.
Anytime, guys.
Shout out to Scott Bischoff.
Scott's the GOAT. Scott is the GOAT.
Shout out Loom. Spring is in the air and Michigan is buzzing. 7.5 milligrams of real THC wrapped in bubbles, crafted with real fruit juice and no artificial sweeteners. They are big in flavor but low in calories and 100% hangover free. It's all bubbles with no trouble. Catch it in the watermelon, cherry, or strawberry, or all three. Crack a can, take a sip, and catch a buzz. Available at Loom's. Any of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order online or in store. One more time, use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order. Go to www.loom.com today.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy. We had him live from Costa Rica today. Join him Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Tap in. Give him a call at 248-426-9944. Dr. Pierce is the man, dude.
He is the man, dude. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. I saw a couple comments on Woodward Sports chat. You guys talking about the Kirby versus Brian Branch thing. I don't think either are walking unless they just don't get paid what they want.
Yep.
Brad was just interviewed last week at the owners' meetings, and he said they're working on re-signing Kirby right now. So
yeah.
I would expect those guys to walk.
I wouldn't either. I think that we'll pay them.
I think it's kind of crazy. You're going to reset the market twice. It's, essentially the same position.
Got to do what you
2 years in a row. Exactly.
Got to do what you got to do. You
and
got
to be honest with you, that's like the same way tight end's a bargain receiver. Safety is a bargain DB.
Yeah.
It's a bargain defensive back. They're the highest paid guy right now is like $14 million. It's not killing you by any means.
Yeah, they're both probably going to be around $20 million. But you need to
$20 million? No, hell no.
Kirby and Branch? You don't think they're going to be near $20 million a year?
I think 20 minimum.
Like 17.
No.
17. What do you mean no?
It's
how high the highest paid safety is right now is like $15 million.
It's going to be closer to 20 than it is 15.
Unless it's 15 on a
I
dot,
think both of them start with the 2.
Million, that's
both
for
of them
sure.
will start with the 2.
You're out of your fucking mind, Nick. Look up the highest paid safeties.
Pizza bet?
When's the last time one got paid? Has it been the past 2 years?
Pizza bet.
Pizza bet? You doing it?
Both of them
fuck
start
yeah.
with
What do you
2.
mean? The safety market.
Have you seen hey, cap's going up.
Cap's going up.
Oh, actually, Antoine Winfield did get 21 at AAV.
Too late. Pizza bet's already in.
Derwin James, Mika Fitzpatrick, 19, 18, 17.
They're both getting $20 million a year.
Jay McKinney, 16. Yeah, I guess they might.
Yeah.
Free pizza, Nick.
Pizza.
I guess
You're
they
welcome,
might.
Nick. That was a lot.
I don't know if we're keeping both. If that's the case, then damn. I mean, that's a conversation Brad was trying to have you guys. Like,
What
with
was the
JMO.
difference?
I don't
The
know.
difference-
Straight cash, homie.
You just said you were going to keep them, though. You were going to keep them both. And you expected him to make $17 million. So it's
that's when I thought it'd be 17.
$6 million difference. You don't think?
Yeah, that's a difference. I mean, look what happened with fucking Zadarius Smith this year.
Yeah, but
it's $5 million
Zadarius
difference.
Smith isn't Kirby Joseph or Brian Branch.
Very good comment.
I don't know. I want to keep both very badly.
Easy's gonna have cold sweats thinking about this stuff when it actually gets time for like
the JMO stuff. I accepted and I can make sense of. Right, these ones I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I would financially, yes, but like player wise, it was on LNU and I still put it on my Twitter. Like just the play recognition from Brian Branch alone, where he's man coveraging a guy who's motioning over, lines up outside, play starts, he's guarding the slot guy, and then he makes a breaking route on the outside guy. It was insane. I mean, I'll send it to Chris. It's knucking futs. Like you don't. Yeah. And then the guy plays the run. Josh Jacobs, he's a thudder. Like he'll put a shoulder down and
he's a big back.
Bro, Brian Branch put him on his ass on primetime television.
Decapitated Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, decapitated Bijan Robinson. Like I don't want to give that up. And then obviously Kirby does what Kirby does in the outfield, really, and just picks the ball off like no other.
If you lock down Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch together for a long time, you can
Elite
afford
tandem.
to just go for bargain bin to cheap cornerbacks. Would you be willing of that? Rookie and bargain bin cornerbacks.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the way that contract would work out, the 5th-year option on Terrion, like you probably keep him, and you already have DJ Reed under contract too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like
they'll probably draft a few guys too. I don't think we bargain bin options.
Once you pay everybody, you're gonna have to bargain bin something. If you're paying two safeties $20 million,
well, that's why I think you're trading back in this year's draft because you supplement yourself with rookie contracts.
Yeah.
Versus taking on a 5th-year option on a first-round pick that's going to cost you a ton of money, or just drafting the first round. That late in the first round, you're getting second-round picks anyway.
Who did Scott say? He said Josiah Stewart and Nick Scorton.
He'd be hurting for Scorton.
Oh man.
I missed a little bit of what he was saying about Scorton, but I'm excited to run back. He likes him.
Yeah, he said he thinks the Lions
first round.
He said he wouldn't if they made the pick in the first round. He would like it.
He'd like it.
Yeah,
okay.
And that he said they're going to implement him more how he played at Purdue than how he played at Texas A&M.
I'm telling you guys, the A&M stuff is like it's a little trickery for you, and I feel like him and Walter Nolan are the examples of that, prime examples of that. But whatever, I can't wait to be wrong or right about that one. Somebody asked me about Michael Williams the other day. I think that's your Chris Jones. You heard that too?
Yeah.
I thought it was
that
tripping.
big FUD.
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Michael Williams is your Chris Jones. How much does he weigh? I don't know if he weighs 290.
He's like 280 something. Let me see how much he weighs actually.
Couple of questions here in the Woodward Sports Chat. One from Mark Royal. JMO or Kirby is getting traded by next year. If you got to trade one, which one would you guys rather trade?
Well, Kirby's they're working on a deal for Kirby right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be more than likely. I hate to be the guy to say it because I'm going to get attacked by his fan base, but it's JMO. Brad's kind of outright told you. Yeah, 6'5", 260. Pound a little weight.
Huh? Put on a little weight. You could do that. Yeah, that's a guy you can move around for.
He's only 20 years old.
So is Shamar Stewart. All those guys are like 21. That side.
Yeah.
You can move them around and put them in different spots.
No, I think it'd be JMO, though, unfortunately. And I think that's the route you have to go in a scenario where you're not going to pay him because you damn well better not let him fall somewhere in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
You got to deal him to the AFC. And that way you don't got to deal with him on your route to try to win a Super Bowl your damn self.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
That's how you got to do it. I mean, who would you rather see as an opposing team, Kirby or JMO?
That's a tough question because you can run the fucking rock and I mean, Kirby can lay the body still, but like
Kirby, to be honest with you.
I think so because our running game is so good.
Yeah.
That is god.
Well, even beyond that though, too.
But if you have Kirby against
to cover
JMO,
a guy like JMO getting a deep ball,
I don't think Kirby can cover JMO.
I don't know if anybody can cover JMO.
Yeah, JMO's
not one-on-one.
JMO's one of the fastest human beings in the NFL right now.
Fastest.
We don't got to worry about that right now, though.
No, we
good
don't.
Vibes. I hate doing those.
Later.
Yeah. All right, you want some good vibes?
Makes
some guys getting
Makes
re-signed?
me feel dirty.
Did I send you the Hutch video? Did anyone? I don't think we did.
You did.
It might be in downloads. I'll send it to you either way.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
You're the fucking man.
I know I am.
Run it.
Again, Chris?
To run that back.
It's not gonna hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, let me get 1 second to run that back.
That's all right. Yeah, we're good.
Video.
Don't worry about it.
That was
We're going live.
Don't worry about it.
that was
got
Aaron Hutchinson.
it. I'm
As
a
soon as he
dog.
heard that Sydney Sweetie had called off her wedding.
Yeah.
That's Hutch. It's miraculously,
Me and my girl's ear.
boom, healed up.
Yeah. You love to see that. The lateral movement, how fast he's going, the bending. Dr. Pierce, we played that with him today, and he said, yeah, he's going to be 100% by game 1. So, Hutch is back, dude. And that's the biggest free agency move that could be made, is Aiden Hutchinson being healthy for next year.
I think that video is what everybody wanted to see when we heard, oh, he could maybe come back for Super Bowl instead of the one of them, like
where
barely,
he's walking in a fucking hot tub. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what everybody was hoping for.
Yeah.
When we would have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if Hutch would have said, just get there, boys, and I'll be there,
Yeah.
and he posts a video like that, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, shit, yeah.
But if he says, just get there, boys, I'll be there, and he's on a walker in a hot tub, it's like
jogging.
okay, maybe not. No, that's great to see. And like I said, I never had a doubt that he would be ready to go for next year.
Yeah.
Everybody's free. Oh, he might never be the same.
I don't get that, man. I really don't. I was talking with Chef yesterday, and he did bring up a valid question because we were talking about Houston, and I'm like, yeah, I just think coming back from the injury, he's never had the same burst, and he's like, well, that's a broken bone. Why do you have so much faith in Hutch versus Houston? And I was like, ankle, exactly,
Yes.
bingo, like a lower extremity bone. He's good to go.
Hutch snapped his tibia.
And it was the cleanest, the best surgeon to fix it in the world. Confirmed it was the cleanest break you'd have.
Yeah, and how often do you bend your shin when you're trying to make a tackle? So you don't have to worry about the bend in his shin being back. His ankles are fine. His hips are fine. His hips don't lie. And, I expect Hutch to be what he was at the beginning of last year next year. I expect 20 sacks.
I don't know if you guys remember when it happened. They said there wasn't a better place for it to happen.
Yeah.
Because of the surgeon who was highly renowned as the best.
Yeah.
Renowned, sorry. Pissed me off. I couldn't get that word out there. Yeah. And then on top of the fact the hospital was like, what, an hour away?
Mm-hmm.
Not even. Like,
it was
perfect place to be in a perfect break.
Yeah, but that went from the best game of the year to the worst game of the year so fast.
It definitely sucked.
That was a dark day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if there's a guy you want to be a little bit nervous about, maybe it's Aleem.
We got video of Aleem doing his rehab as well.
We're gonna get flooded with these with all the injuries we had this season.
Honestly, look at 25 guys rehabbing their injuries. No, but here's Aleem. Aleem looks even smaller than he did last year. Doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He looks like, I don't want to say small.
Probably because of the injury.
Still a giant human, but looks like he's slimmed down even more.
Yeah, not a good thing, in my opinion.
Not a good thing? You
No.
were scared of that last year, too.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
I was not. This right here, I don't like. Last year, did not give a fuck. This right here is obviously because of his injury. He's not gonna. He's able to work out the way he wants to. Probably can't eat as freely as he wants to because he can't work out the way he wants to. But I'm just talking about just like that knee being that size. Probably make, be a little while till you're up to snuff.
Yeah, I mean it's the ACL, so it's not like you can't work out with it. You just can't work out that knee. So I'm sure he's still been working out the whole time. Just
you can't do what you normally do. You can't do what your routine workouts.
I don't know if losing the weight is.
I guarantee
detrimental. I think.
Oh, detrimental. That's a different conversation.
And
it's definitely.
He's not gonna be ready to start the season anyways, unless something miraculous. He's gonna be on the pup probably to start the league or to start the year. And another guy coming back from injury, rehabbing, our boy Malcolm, and this is very good.
I didn't know we had this.
Yeah, this was very good to see. Malcolm Rodriguez also dealing with it. Was it MCL or ACL for Malcolm?
MCL.
There's so many fucking injuries last year. I don't even remember. But Malcolm Rodriguez getting in some sprints probably with Hutch. So
yeah,
you love to see that as well. That is a very good sign.
That's dope.
Obviously
not
for lateral movement,
20 more videos.
When Derek Barnes signed his contract, Malcolm was in the media room giving questions because he's there rehabbing.
Yeah,
so he's busted his ass to get back. Congratulations to him and his family on their baby. But I was never worried about the weight last year. If he's coming into the season like that, I would be worried. But I don't think he's going to come into the season like that. I think he's going to rehab, get back into play shape, and he'll be a version of the Lee that we saw last year. Probably not right away, but
he's still got about, I would say, 4 months at least.
Mm-hmm.
More than that, probably 5 months until he's ready to go.
I don't even know.
I expect him to be on the PUP list to start the year.
Yeah, probably for sure.
So
that's fine. I mean,
that's fine.
That's the reason you got
it
Roy Lopez.
sucks. I love Aleem, and
I was going to say one more thing. I don't remember what it was.
We really could make a fire montage with all these rehabs.
Yeah.
You really could.
It's a great idea.
Play the Raxter song.
Back.
Spenny, that might be
Come
up
a
your
little bit
alley.
like quarterback.
Talking about a lot of guys getting off. This is a little off topic. I know we're going to stick with football here, but a lot of guys getting off of the IL. One guy going on, and it is a top 30 prospect in all of baseball. Kevin McGonigal goes to the 7-day IL Tigers. One of it, they're our top 3 prospects in all of baseball. Kevin McGonigal.
What was it? Like,
they have not announced really anything.
7 maybe he got some bad wings.
Maybe
7-day injured list, not too worried about.
That actually reminded me of what I was going to say. The way Torque has felt like an added addition for the Tigers this year, it's the point you're making about Hutch. That's what that'll be.
Yeah.
To put that in perspective for people that like,
but even more
still wanted us to sign a million other people in free agency.
Unless Torque wins an MVP. Like, that's the level.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the level he would have to
Seriously,
perform at to be the
defensive player of the year.
Yeah, Hutch would have been DPOY last year, and it wouldn't have been close.
Yep.
Like, he would have been the runaway defensive player of the year.
We do have the David Montgomery, actually, I could pull, but
we do have the David Montgomery, too.
If you guys want, I will show it. Yeah, Dave Montgomery's in the gym. Yeah, dude.
Looks explosive.
Send it.
No, shout out to D-Mont. He's getting some workout in. He looks ready to go.
He got like a tooth tattoo. Did you see that?
A tooth tattoo?
It's like the Joker. It might be a fake tooth.
It's got to be a fake tooth.
All right, I don't know.
Like a tattoo on his tooth?
I don't know what it is, but he's got the Joker on
A
his
tattoo
teeth.
of a tooth?
No, it's on his tooth. He's got the Joker.
It's probably just a grill or something. It's got to be, right?
I don't know.
Chat? Anybody
Get him
got
on
a
an
tooth
ass?
tattoo?
Maybe old titanium.
Chat.
All right,
30
so
for 30 is 30 for 30.
Banger.
I'm telling you guys, Mark White, we're doing mad packs.
White.
Mark White, gonna change your life.
Hey.
Give him a call today, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, 248-290-8242. Visit markwhitesells.com. That's 248-290-8242. Or visit him at markwhitesells.com. He can save you up to $5,000 on the closing cost of your new home. It's markwhitesells.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Jars Cannabis, top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for the people. Visit shopjars.com to find one near you. Got 27 locations and more coming to the great state of Michigan, including ones coming to Madison Heights, Milan, and Grand Rapids. Jars Cannabis, shopjars.com. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Small Raxter, Chris,
Hello.
Nicholas Koloff. We will shortly.
Shout out to Florida,
for
by the
real.
way.
For what last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Houston. Obviously, they had to make a shot to get her
twice.
done, but they choked heavy.
2 possessions in a row.
I saw
Dribbled
somebody
off his
post.
knee, and then he
remember
fucking-
Kevin dropped the spaghetti in The Office? Someone was like, "It was Houston
They
last
had
night."
it. They made the stop.
Crazy.
They had to get 1 basket and 2 opportunities, and they couldn't do it.
Bro, some fucking told me too. If they run that run, they're up by 12. Once Florida started theirs,
Florida money
right
line?
away 15. Yeah, 15. Boom. And then last 20 seconds, I put $100 on the money line because it was still only like minus 160 or something like that. I was
Nice.
like, bro, yeah, fuck that. They're winning.
Yeah, that was a terrible ending to that game, but it was really good before the final 4 possessions. Once Florida went on that run, they tied it up, and then Houston and Florida were going back and forth for a while, and then that ending was kind of trash.
Yeah. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend. I do want to get into. we got two different things we do. We could go over the prospects we kind of went over that are visiting the Detroit Lions, or we could talk about Mel Kiper's latest mock draft with Uncle Nicky. Where do you want to take this one, Smitty?
Didn't hear the first one, so let's go Mel Kiper's.
All right.
Use your words, Nick. Use your words.
Just pull it up on your phone.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right. Yeah, you threw me a
Can't put
fucking
the- that's what Nick
curveball.
did.
Threw you a
Nick said-
curveball. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Dude,
I thought about cutting to him, too.
sorry, guys. Big famous Tigers beat reporter can't check the group chat anymore.
I
famous for
was
us
checking
now.
the group chat. I was excited
Dude,
to see
I
this
tell
mock.
everybody.
I
Big
haven't
time.
seen it. This is all news. I was gonna react to it with you guys. I had no idea.
Well, I guess now you will, because we'll see for the first time. I can stall off a little bit though.
Tommy
because,
K says, "Shout out Nick, great meeting you on opening day, brother."
Shout out Tommy K. Yeah, he.
Tommy Canley, big Nick fan.
Tommy K. No, he fan of the heavies, fan of you guys. So
Shout out Tommy K.
He was he did a great video for the socials team.
Hell yeah!
Oh, you show me which one it is.
Yeah, I definitely
Shout
will.
out
Tommy
Tommy.
K. Because I saw him and I was like, dude, I have an Uncle Tommy K. So
No way.
Yeah, I thought it was him in the chat at first.
That's funny.
Yeah, let me pull this up.
You're good. Safety's visiting the Detroit Lions today. Crazy. They were 100% drafting a safety. We didn't sign one. There's a need in
They're
terms of depth.
absolutely drafting a safety.
Yeah, like Brad,
did
love
go
you.
Hollywood.
The BPA stuff. Like I'm sold for the most part. But you are 100% drafting a safety in this year's draft class.
Yeah.
I think the best guy they visited with, mixed between two guys, Andrew Makuba. He hails from
Vitamins,
Zimbabwe.
minerals, very high number.
Then he moved to
Silica,
Texas.
nails
Then he
grow
ended up going to
stronger.
Clemson. From Clemson, he transferred back to Texas, where he had 69 tackles and 5 interceptions.
69, huh?
69
Nice.
and 5 interceptions.
I like the
That is
guy.
a ball hawk. He's 6 foot, 186. It's kind of played around everywhere. He's been in the box. He's been the deep. He's got great ball skills, versatility. I wrote down too.
I do hate Mel Kiper.
Dynamic instinct, which that's I think we got in Kirby right now.
Yes.
And I guess to put in perspective, that's why I'm thinking about with this kid. He is more likely to be a free safety. His snap count, though, 943 at deep safety, 357 in the box, and then 397 in slot, like playing cornerbacks.
Yeah.
He's projected to be a second-round pick. Makuba. I'd be cool if that was a pick. Makuba.
You ever seen that video? That guy? Cucumber.
Oh, yeah.
Vitamins, minerals, very high number. Silica make hair and nails go stronger.
I haven't seen that, no.
Cucumber. You've never seen that? Dude, I love that. That's probably Vine, I think. Vine was goated. I loved Vine.
The other guy they met with.
Some wild shit on Vine back then.
Cucumber.
It really was TikTok. It's crazy that
It was way
Vine
better than
went away,
TikTok.
and then TikTok became a thing.
Yeah.
6-second max though.
Way better. Yeah, 6
Oh,
seconds.
on Vine. Yeah.
Cucumber.
Vines are great.
The first TikTok I remember was the Mad City shovel, where the girl threw the shovel at the other girl's head, and they remixed it to the
The Shovel Girl, dude. Shovel
Yeah.
Girl's goated.
Crazy bitch.
There was a lot of great vines.
They should have murdered that.
Free Shavakadu. That's a good one. And they were roommates.
We had one go viral. We had this, for whatever reason, my boy Mike had this Drake cutout, and we were fucking feeding him pizza. Like, get over it, man. Come on, dude. She'll come back, dude. Come on.
Vine was good. I liked Vine. I like Vine way more than TikTok.
every time in the street.
You good, Nick?
Yeah.
All right.
Free Shavakadu.
Is Russ coming on 24 or 30?
He says 6:30, so we could stretch. Or you want to do a break?
Yeah, we can do a break, and then we'll do some of these until Russ gets on.
All right.
Tell us about Mad Packs, Spenny. I will. Spend more racks here to talk about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand, and they're partnering with Woodward Sports. You know what that means? I am going to be feeling great all summer long. Mad Packs is going to take your game to the next level. High Low is getting you high for the low, delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom Shakalaka, Boom Shakalaka is a live resin-infused tarantula that's this one's the bomb. Blizzard packs, THCA, moon rocks that hit like a blizzard, coming to select retailers May 2025. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports for the latest updates.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an amazing haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot leather, neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all that good stuff here at Lady Jane's. Walk-ins always welcome. Open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Torque bomb, F-U, Eazy. Cousin Keys, staple of the show. We love you. Don't bite your shoulder too hard. And
shoulder biter.
Big shoulder biter. Cousin Keys.
All right, speaking of shoulder biting, Mel Kiper put out his latest mock draft. It is his final mock draft, as he says. So what did the Angry Penguins say that NFC North teams are going to do?
Angry Penguin.
He looks like a penguin. Sorry.
I am going to certify lock that this will not be Mel Kiper's last mock draft.
That's fair.
Well, that is my
Pizza
lock
bet?
of the day. Pizza bet. I mean, when the safeties get paid, easy.
Yeah.
20
walked
minimum.
into that
All right,
one,
starting this at number 1, Tennessee Titans.
Right, I'll go kill him myself. It'll be his last mock for sure.
Tennessee
Then I'll be eating
Titans.
free pizza.
Go Cam Ward. Are you guys going Cam Ward here? If you're the Tennessee Titans, are you building
No,
this
I'm not.
offensive or defensive line?
I know you
'Cause
kind of
they
have
need
to.
Talent.
I know you kind of have to. If you're the Titans, I wouldn't. I would trade back to one of these teams that wants a quarterback, needs a quarterback. I would get Mason Graham, and then I would be the Titans next year and try to get Arch Manning. I think the quarterback class next year is a lot better. I don't think Cam
Can't
Ward.
guarantee the first overall pick either.
I mean, you kind of can.
Kind of can with Will Levis.
Yeah.
I don't know. You
With
can.
Will Levis, I mean, you can guarantee
Will Levis
yourself.
missed some games,
you can
too.
guarantee yourself a top
Mayo.
5 pick.
Easy.
So I would, I would trade back, get an extra first-round pick, take Mason Graham or the best offensive lineman, and then essentially just throw next year away. I know it sucks to do that, but like Cam Ward's not going to make you a good team next year. He's going to be good in the future, but I think there are better quarterbacks in the next year's draft class. But I know
don't
they're
hate
not
it.
going to. They're going to take Cam Ward. They have to. They literally have to.
You gotta get a quarterback when you have an opportunity to. You can't guarantee be in position to grab one next year. I don't hate it, but we'll see. I don't think the Titans are a good organization, so unfortunately I don't know what's gonna happen with that one.
Yeah, who's the bigger loser? The Titans for missing on Will Levis or Will Levis for missing on Gia Duddy?
Ooh.
Will Levis for sure.
Yeah, Will Levis for sure.
She was.
She was top tier.
Yeah.
And she
Beautiful.
was like a fucking chroma.
Okay. All right.
All right, there we go. Get the boys going
That
a little
was
bit.
wild.
Cleveland Browns at number 2. Take. Not a dual Carter, but
We've all seen it. Let's not act like I'm saying
no.
anything new here. We've all seen it. Nothing wrong with that.
Just the delivery right there. You were like doing some,
they don't. The Browns
Like
don't
you're bricked
take.
up over there.
Yeah, it might be. I stay bricked up. I take a Cialis before the show. It gets the, gets the blood pumping.
Takes blood out of your
Yeah,
brain.
Ocho Cinco
Who
told
said
me
that?
to.
Ocho Cinco. All right, the Browns don't take Abdul Carter. This is a shock to me. They go Travis Hunter. I've been seeing this a lot.
Have been seeing that a lot.
I don't know. I would not do this if I was the Browns. I'm
I would
going
not
to
either.
pair Abdul Carter with Myles Garrett, but what are you guys feeling?
Travis Hunter's the best athlete in the class.
Dude, I don't want to use the R word, but like, yeah, that'd be pretty fucking stupid in my opinion as well. Like, get the edge rusher all day. I
After you
love
just paid
Travis
your
Hunter,
guy,
but
though?
like, huh?
You just paid your guy. You already got an elite edge rusher.
Bro, why wouldn't you pair him with another?
That's fair.
I mean, it'd be fucking disgusting.
It'll make.
And you have already good cornerbacks right now.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
gonna
you
play
make
wide
them look
receiver.
better
I
with
think
those guys.
He's gonna play wide receiver.
I guess, but like, no, that'd be fucking stupid still. I don't value wide receivers like that. I value a pairing of wide receivers when I value a singular wide receiver.
Who do the Browns got now? Do they have any? Well, you gotta. I mean, to start a pairing, you gotta get one.
Josh Gordon make out of rehab.
Did they let what's his name walk?
Jerry Jeudy.
No, wide receivers. I was talking corner out of Ohio State.
Jerry Jeudy, right?
Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Do they
they
have
got Denzel Ward as well?
They still have Denzel.
And Greg Newsome. They have corners.
In no business am I. Yeah, that would be the biggest Browns pick in the world. I think pairing Abdul Carter with Garrett could help everybody on your defense. And the Giants get Abdul Carter to go with Thibodeau and Burns.
I would probably take Hunter.
Well, yeah.
Honestly.
What do you guys think about the Giants? You would take Hunter at 2.
I would take Hunter at 2.
No.
I think he's a better prospect than Abdul Carter.
I don't think the position warrants enough value to do that.
I mean, have you seen what wide receivers are getting paid?
I don't care.
I think it does warrant enough value to do that.
Does not warrant enough value to take a wide receiver number 2 over. He's not impacting a franchise like that.
I think he can.
Calvin Johnson's not impacting a franchise like that. He's arguably the best to ever do it.
It's fair, but
Abdul Carter goes number 3. The Giants pair him with Thibodeau and with Brian Burns.
Oh,
what do you
no
guys think about this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're the Giants, you do that for sure. It's
that 3 pass rushers like that.
That'd be pretty scary.
That's
Dexter Lawrence,
4,
Thibodeau, Brian Burns, and Abdul Carter. That would be pretty scary. You probably end up trading somebody.
Kayvon.
Probably Kayvon, yeah. Because you already paid Brian Burns.
Did that defensive line live up? I mean, I know they had a couple good games, but I don't know if they lived up to like helping them win games. Obviously they did.
Obviously not, yeah.
Number 5, Michigan man goes Mason Graham to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like this pick a lot for him. It's actually a smart pick.
It's an amazing pick. I think Mason Graham's. I would say Mason Graham is the best player in this draft.
Whoa.
Outside of Travis Hunter.
What?
Yeah. I think per capita, Mason Graham is the best player in this draft.
That's crazy.
Outside of Travis Hunter.
That's well, all right.
Who's better? You think Cam Ward's better or Abdul Carter?
Abdul Carter, yeah.
I don't think so. I think Mason Graham.
I mean, I'd take a lot of guys over him, to be honest with you.
Like who?
Abdul Carter, I'd take over him. I like Shamar over him.
You like
Shamar Stewart over Mason Graham?
Yes, I like Shamar Stewart over Mason Graham.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy. Saying him the best player of the draft is crazy.
Love him.
That's way more closer to base than saying Shamar Stewart's better than him.
Eazy and Shamar.
But yeah, no, that's a great pick for the Jaguars. So I think that's why they're not going to do it. I've already said that 20 times.
Ashton Genty goes number 6 overall to Vegas. The Raiders take a running back at 6. What do you guys think about this for the
locked
Raiders?
up Geno? I used to make fun of this pick when it happened in mocks, but I mean, Pete Carroll, he done it before with an elite running back. Would make sense.
Yeah, I could see it for sure. 7, Membo, offensive tackle, Missouri to the Jets. Carolina Panthers at 8, take Jalen Walker. I've been seeing this one a lot. You guys like that pairing?
Yeah.
Which one?
Jalen Walker at 8 to the Panthers.
Yeah, I do. I think that's a spot where it could work out for him.
Number 9, the New Orleans Saints take Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado. What do you think about the Saints getting their quarterback?
Wow. I like Shedeur Sanders. I think we all know the patting the ball shit's been.
It's like a black Jared Goff.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, he's an extremely accurate pocket passing
A
quarterback.
little bit more mobile. I'm not talking about running. I'm talking about just like
extending plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's not like a dual threat guy. He is an insanely accurate pocket passing quarterback.
Yep. Reads the field well.
That's what the Saints like per their franchise. The way they've won a Super Bowl was an insanely accurate pocket passing quarterback. So, no, that's a good pick for them.
Yeah.
Number 10, the Chicago Bears. Any guesses here? Do you guys know this?
No.
Did Will Campbell come off yet?
Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State. Fellas, you guys talk to me about how you're feeling on this one. I will be taking a very important phone call.
I actually really like Tyler Warren, so I'd hate this.
I would rather them take Tyler Warren than an edge or a
guard.
Defensive tackle. So if they end up grabbing a tight end and not grabbing Mike Green or Mikael Williams or somebody like that, I'd rather have that happen.
Yeah. I'd be butthurt.
Super Bowl Cartier says he is not accurate. Don't compare him. He had over 72% completion.
He's very accurate. I can't with a golf clap. I like Jared Goff. You guys make okay. All right.
That's literally got to be a troll.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't talk about my week. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Our mic's muted, I think, Nick. Chat's saying it's muted.
Hello.
Hello. Can
We're
you hear
good
me
now.
now? We're good now? Okay. Yeah. But, like I said, Cartier is definitely
Trolling
trolling for sure.
Yeah, let's pray for him.
Pray for him.
Bow your head. Say a prayer. I don't know, man. The position I don't want them to get, I don't want them to get Genty, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess they get Warren. Who knows if that's going to work out? I do like Tyler Warren a lot, though. But I don't want to get another offensive lineman either.
I'd rather them get Tyler Warren than pretty much any other top guy on the board right there.
Fuck him, mate. His completion percentage was 74%.
74% completion
71
percentage
throughout his career.
for
collegiate career
Shedeur
at Colorado.
Sanders last year. Yeah, so
Pretty accurate,
extremely accurate.
I'd say.
The most accurate in the country, probably.
Yeah.
Um,
We're going to get in Russ, so that's why we're kind of BSing a little
yeah,
bit.
we're trying to get Russ on here.
We don't actually know the picks.
No, we don't know any of the picks.
Who would you guess?
For the Lions,
Yeah, and this mock.
who is Mel Kiper going to say for the probably Gray Zabel?
Yeah, I say Gray's able to. It feels right.
Yeah.
Not in
'Cause
terms
I
of
don't
like,
think he does trades, or does he do trades? I don't think he does trades.
he does trade. He might do trades.
The numbers are lying, bruh. Yeah, he's trolling for sure.
Who did the Lions take?
All right, let me go back. 11, Will Johnson. 12, Cowboys. Hampton. I'll skip up to the Lions. Actually, 14, Colts. Colston Loveland. That's pretty high for him. 15, Mike Green. I thought outside linebacker. I thought was, kind of curious that they had him.
Who
as
picked him?
The Falcons.
I like it.
OLB.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about him as a linebacker?
That's what the Falcons run. They run they run a 3-4. So
Who did they grab?
Falcons got Mike Green.
As an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his size.
Then
He's
3-4.
not, he's a 3-4 guy. He'd fit well in there.
Jahad Campbell, 17 to the Bengals.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. I like that a
Let's
lot.
see some guys we've been talking about. Harmon goes 21 to the Steelers.
Okay.
Gray Zabel, 22 to the Chargers. They go back-to-back first-rounders, beefing up that line. Big Jim Harbaugh vibes right there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Was Loveland off the board when that pick was made?
Yeah, he was.
Yep.
Okay.
He went
23.
14, I think.
Yep. The Packers take Michael Williams, outside linebacker, Georgia.
Don't like that.
Don't like that.
For us?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
for the Lions. Do not like that. To pair him with Quay Walker and Rashawn Gary. Yeah, no.
The Vikings, after adding so much offensive line help in the offseason, go offensive guard in Donovan Jackson.
Okay.
Texans go offensive tackle. Classic, trade your best player and then just draft one.
Yep.
Classic Texans right
Classic
there.
Texans.
26, the LA Rams. Take Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
How we feeling, Spenny?
I like it.
That's his boy.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Learn
that's a
from
good spot.
Stafford for a year.
Learn from Stafford for a year and then have McVay.
What do you like about him again?
He cheated on his girlfriend.
Nice.
27, Malachi Starks, safety, Georgia to the Ravens.
All right, who we got? Who we got here?
All right.
A lot of edge rushers still on the board.
Lot of
Can we get a
edge
remake for
rushers.
us?
Yeah, I said
Oh
one already.
my. Okay, we got James Pierce on the board.
Well,
We got Shamar Stewart on the board. We got
the anticipation's
Ezra
killing
on the
me.
board.
Oh, my.
The Detroit Lions select
Donovan Ezeraku, Boston
Wow.
College.
No way.
Outside
God,
linebacker.
Mel Kiper's a fucking
The Lions'
hack.
defense was hammered by injuries
way.
last season.
Over Shamar?
Even before the injured reserve started filling up. God damn it. I'm just all over the place this segment. I apologize. Though the edge rush depth chart was concerning, Aiden Hutchinson, who is coming off a leg injury, needs a running mate. The only other Detroit edge rusher with more than 3 sacks last season was Zadarius Smith, who was acquired at mid-season and released this spring. Ezaraku jumped to number 21 in my recent big board update. Meanwhile, he'd only have to take care of that pass rush need. He'd also value. All right, his 65 pressures led the FBS last season as he turned them into 16.5 sacks. Feeds the pick on draft night. Easy. Spencer, how we feeling?
I love it.
I love it, yeah.
But it's not going to happen.
I don't think he falls to 28.
I don't think he falls to 28, and I don't think the Lions take him if he's at 28. He's too small.
He is, yeah.
He's small. I mean, for what they like, for their type of guy, if it's between Shamar Stewart and Ezaraku, they're taking Shamar Stewart every time.
Yeah.
Every time. I mean, I would, like I said, I would love it, but I just don't see that one at all, Mel.
Nah, no, I don't. I said before you even dove into the Mel Kiper mock, I was like, Mel's been kind of off his rocker for the last 4 or 5 years.
Too busy doing penguin shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what penguin shit
Walking
is.
around eating fish.
Yeah. I feel like he's been.
That's pretty much all penguins do,
Is he
right?
married?
Like,
can you imagine what a single Mel Kiper does?
Can you imagine being married to Mel Kiper? I know Chris thinks about it a lot, but
honey.
All right, where'd Shamar go?
Shamar went 29 to the Commanders. Pick right after us.
That would suck.
Left hand up. Who are we?
The Eagles. Eagles got James Pierce.
Eagles got James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, I mean, it might happen.
It's gonna happen.
Might have to brace ourselves for that one. That'd be so unfair.
It's gonna happen.
So
the writing is on the wall.
So unfair.
Oh God, he's gonna be so good.
Where did? Who was the guy? Michigan guy. I'm blanking.
Josiah Stewart.
How tall is Josiah Stewart?
He's not that. He's like 6'2",
6 foot.
And we've been in talks with him for multiple days now.
Yeah,
multiple visits.
He would play Sam though. He wouldn't play edge.
Do you think Ezaraku at 6'2.5" could also play Sam?
I think you could try to force it. The thing is, with Stewart actually has reps at Sam.
Yeah, he's
played like coverage and he's been good when doing so. So it's like that's the difference there. But you could try to force it.
Ezaraku's kind of a pure pass rusher.
He's like 6'2", 237 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Actually, we got a draft expert coming on soon. You want to talk? You want to ask him?
We'll ask him about it.
Russ, where do you want to go to break?
Let's go to break first. Let's knock this break out real fast, and then we'll come back. We got Russell Brown joining us, our guy. Notorious for punching cars because they drafted Eric Ebron. It's been a while since we had Russ on, so I'm excited to talk to him. But first, let me tell you about Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use promo code Woodward1000 to get your first bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. All you got to do, scan the QR code above my head, use promo code Woodward1000. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
The backs are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone, where everybody can get a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15, or you can upgrade to the black card and get everything you want out of Planet Fitness. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
What up, welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm Eazy, joined by Raxter. We
Hello.
are also joined by draft expert and analysis, Russell Brown. What up, man? Sorry about the technical difficulties with the phone.
Oh, we're good. What's up, fellas? How the hell are we?
Doing pretty good,
Dude,
man.
look at you with the mic. You sound good.
Dude, when do I not look good? When do I not sound good? I mean, dude, I'm the total package. We know.
You know what?
You guys
Dude,
know
take a
this.
minute, man. I miss you.
You guys are the heavyweights. I'm the junior heavyweights. Happy to be back with you guys. It's always fun.
Real quick before we get into all this, prediction for the Red Wings tonight.
It's a win. Duh. We're back.
See,
the
there
boys
we
are
go.
back. We're grinding
That's
out
the confidence we need.
baby.
Let's
That's
get
what
it.
we're doing.
Regulation win, too. We can't even let
Oh, we need that. We
Yeah,
need that.
can't even get them a
It
point.
has to happen that way. All right, man. We were kind of talking about before break. I'm not a big Mel Kiper guy, but he had Donovan Ezeraku dropping Detroit Lions, us making that selection. I've noticed the characteristic of the defensive ends we grab. They're the bigger body guys that collapse the pocket and not the Donovan Ezerakus. What do you think of him as a prospect and would it fit here in Detroit?
I like him a lot. I think he would fit really well with Aiden Hutchinson opposite of him. He's super flexible, 6'2.5", 248 pounds, 34-inch arms. He tested relatively well. That 3-cone drill was really huge for him, 6.94 seconds. But I love, again, I mentioned how flexible he is. I love the way he drops his pad level consistently. I think consistently productive hit his and rip move. He's got the length to create separation and create pressure by just kind of suffocating the pocket with that long arm technique. I think he's a player that maybe lets running backs slip from his grip at times. So form tackling needs a little bit of improvements there. He'll give up his chest a little bit. But overall, I mean, we're looking at a guy that's experienced. He played, close to 50 games for Boston College. He had 16.5 sacks, 20.5 tackles for loss last year. Will be 22 years old in September. So he's kind of like that. I don't want to say perfect player for them, but he's really just a really good fit, like a solid football player, a good football player that just really fits what the Lions do, draft good football players. I don't know if he'll be there, though, at 28, but he is my 28th overall player. So if he's there, I'm perfectly fine with it.
And Russ, this is the first time we've had you on, so we haven't even heard we haven't heard your draft strategy or what you think the Lions are going to do, because Brad Holmes can do it. He met with Shamar Stewart, who he'd probably have to trade up to go get if he wanted to. He met with Josiah Stewart, who he would either have to trade down or trade up in the second round to probably get if he wanted to. He's meeting with Gray Zabel, who might be there at 28 if he wants to stay put. Like, what do you think Brad Holmes is going to – I know that is the million-dollar question. Like, what's Brad Holmes' strategy?
BPA.
But if you were the Lions, what do you think they're going to do?
Man, every day I have a new scenario in my head. Like on Lions Wire today, I wrote an article about trade down or trade up scenarios. If they wanted to trade up, Atlanta makes a lot of sense at 15 because they only have 5 picks. If they wanted to trade up with Minnesota, they make a lot of sense. They've done business in the past. We saw that in 2022 where Detroit gave up, first, second, and third round picks and got a first and second. They got J-Mo out of that. We were all together for that one. That was electric. But, yeah, it's just one of those where I don't know if they're going to go that route. Minnesota only's got 4 picks. Atlanta's got 5. If they trade back, is it the Giants or Cleveland there at 33 and 34? One of the quarterbacks, are they falling? Is it Jackson Dart? Is there enough intrigue with Jalen Milroe? So if the Lions stay pat, defensive end makes a lot of sense. But when it makes a lot of sense, that normally means it's not the direction they're going to go. And I don't want to get spicy for everybody, but I've been saying this on the Detroit Lions podcast with Scott Bischoff and I quite a bit. And if we're talking best player available at 28, the best player available at 28, if he's there, it's going to be Luther Burden, the receiver out of Missouri.
Wow.
And that's going to be the guy that I think, if you think about what has been said in the offseason, you look at Brad Holmes at the owners' meeting, Dan Campbell at the owners' meeting, they both got asked about receiver. And, Brad kind of beat around the bush a little bit as far as like, it's going to be expensive to pay J-Mo. He's acknowledging that. They want to get younger at wide receiver. Tim Patrick's nice, but he's only here on a 1-year deal. Khalif Raymond's in the final year of his deal. Something happens to Amon-Ra, there's really no depth there. You get kind of a splashy playmaker like Luther Burden, and if you look back at his combine, and nobody's talking about it, that gauntlet drill that he did and the burst after the catch, the explosion that he has off his base and his feet, is some of the best of any receiver in this class. It might be the best in the class. So it's not an elite tier draft for wide receivers. I like it quite a bit just at the top, but that's just me. But if you can get the best player available and it's a receiver, you're getting him on a 5-year deal to help this offense. And again, build around Jared Goff a little bit, or kind of retool around Jared Goff, if you will. Like, good luck to defenses trying to stop J-Mo, Luther Burden, Sam Laporta, St. Brown, Gibbs out of the backfield. You sprinkle in a little David Montgomery. You throw some Tim Patrick in there on some dig routes and timing patterns. I mean, it sounds crazy, but Luther Burden was available in Mel's mock 2.0 at like pick 34 or 35 or something, or whatever it was. And it's like, if he's fallen that far, who's to say the Lions just don't take him? Because I'm not buying the character concerns, or he's not a good receiver because, quote unquote, the data says this. I'm watching a wide receiver coming out in the backfield in a full house formation. Like, that's criminal that a receiver like that is lining up like that in an offense.
You're a sicko.
Could this city withstand a first-round wide receiver? I think, where
would he play? Like, what you think, outside, inside? Like,
I mean, he would probably more so play in the slot. But I think he can play both. I mean, 2 years ago, he was productive on the outside, but, the majority of what he's done has been in the slot. But that's just, I mean, it's hard to say, like, he's only a slot receiver because, again, I've got the clips to show it. I've been posting it for weeks, and I've wrote it. I did an in-depth article on it, and I can send it to you guys after the show, or after I get off or whatever. But, like, he is so misused in that Missouri offense. It's criminal. It's crazy. And I'm like, I get like the fantasy football people, but like at the end of the day, this is a player that is really good, and he attacks the football and he makes defenders miss, man. And he's only 21 years of age. Like, they want to get younger. You get a really good player on a reasonable rookie contract at 5-year deal at pick 28 at wide receiver. It just, like, if you think about outside the box of the way Brad Holmes is thinking, like, that's why I bring up Luther Burden. But realistically, I could see defensive end all day long. Derek Harmon, Donovan Ezeraku, Walter Nolan, those guys make a lot of sense too.
Yeah, I mean, BPA wise, the argument's there for it. I like Luther Burden a lot. I think he's almost like a mini Amon-Ra, maybe. I mean,
yeah.
That's
well, and you look at the way they've constructed the roster, right? Like, you can only fit 24, 25 defensive players on your roster. You can only fit 24, 25 players on offense. You got to have your 3 specialty guys, your long snapper, kicker, punter. We know who those guys are. So your roster is, I don't want to say set on defense. You can add a depth piece here and there, and you might find it in the first round. You might find a key contributor, but like, they really only have the room for maybe 1, maybe 2 defensive linemen. The cornerback room is set. They could add a depth safety. Linebacker probably set, right? Like, I know they've done a lot of work on linebackers, but like, you got Derek Barnes, Rodrigo's coming back. They've got Trevor Nowaski, shout out Salem High School. That's where I went.
Shout out.
But you got Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone. Like, you got some dudes there. And it's like, are you really going to go defense? No, because at some point you're going to have to cut some really good football players that you've just brought back on 1-year deals. Like, so I don't know, man. I look at it and I'm like, they are setting the board for either some type of splash, or they're setting the board for just best player available at 28. And that could be Luther Burden or Emeka Ibuke, who I don't think will be there. I think he's the best receiver in the draft. But yeah, it's super interesting, man. Like, when you think about it, look at the way that roster is constructed. It is screaming BPA.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where they're at right now. They got everyone kind of fulfilled. Maybe some depth spots at safety and defensive line. I was going to ask real quick about Shamar Stewart. It's kind of been my draft crush. I know
he's defeated right now.
No, I'm just I got mind fucked right there. I never thought of Luther Burden being the pick. I'm trying to think of the offense through, but Shamar Stewart.
I've been wrong before too.
Yeah, no, for sure. We all have. I see Shamar Stewart as a guy that come in and play the run immediately, and I think it's a guy that you probably rely on in the absence of Marcus Davenport. If that falls through, I think he's a tremendous player. By the way, he just can never stay healthy. Other people hate that. They want to see the production. They want to see him with the 17 sacks. They don't think he could be anything in the NFL. Where were you at with Shamar Stewart?
I love him, man. He's my 15th overall player. He's kind of like my next tier of prospects. I only have 14 first-round grades, so he's 15th overall for me, my second-ranked edge. So he kind of starts that next tier, the second-round guys. I love the versatility with him. 6'5", 267, really long arms. Obviously a freak athlete. He jumped 40 inches, a 4.59 40. I love the lateral quickness from him, and that's something that separates him, I think, compared to other edge players, is that lateral quickness and then the versatility. You can play in a 4-eye. You can play as a 3-tech. You're going to probably play as a 5 more consistently here in Detroit, but you can mix and match him with Josh Pascal And I think it makes them just all the more dangerous if they added a guy like Shamar Stewart. I just don't believe he's going to be there at 28. And if they got splashy and they wanted to move up, let's say to 15, and they took him, which is oddly enough, he's 15th overall for me. But if he ends up going like to that range, that would make a lot of sense if they moved up to get him. But I would keep tabs on Carolina at 8. New Orleans at 9 for him. Obviously Dallas at 12. They lost to Marcus Lawrence this offseason. So
I didn't even think about
so
that.
it's going to be really interesting how they, attack the draft. They go on offense, defense, but I love Shamar. And I think the lack of production is, a little concerning, no doubt about it, because I know what the statistics and percentages are. But when you look at like Nick Scorton, right? He's super productive at Purdue. He had a production drop at Texas A&M. So like we don't know what Aggies were asking their defensive linemen. Look at Walter Nolan. Look at Jared Ivey. Like freak athletes, really good at, well, Jared Ivey bombed the combine and pro days and all that stuff. But like they look like freak athletes on tape, and they still are because they do some unbelievable things. But like the Ole Miss D line was all read and react. Like they are two-gapping, and like, why are you having Jared Ivey two-gap? Like, let him pin his ears back and go get the quarterback. Same thing here with Shamar Stewart. Let him pin his ears back and go get the quarterback. So we don't necessarily know what he was being asked of, but at the end of the day, like, if Stewart is the guy at 28, I'm all for it. I love the pick. He would be so good here.
Yeah, and another guy, another Stewart that they've met with multiple times, Josiah Stewart, they seem to like a lot, and I think that's a guy that they might have to move up a little bit in the second round to get. I don't know if he'll be there at 60, but what do you think of Josiah Stewart? He's going to play Sam in the Lions defense, I would assume, behind Derek Barnes, but what do you like about him?
Well, it's funny. Me and Scott actually talked about Josiah quite a bit last night. I like him. I mean, he is a physical player at 6'1", 249. He doesn't look 249 on tape, but he is pretty, well built. My problem with him is the 31-inch arms. Like, I know they're almost 32, and I get, like, why are we talking arm length? You sound like a Will Campbell hater. I actually love Will Campbell, side note. But my thing with Stewart was just the lack of length. Like, he is going to be a guy that is going to be used situationally. He might not always be on the field for early down and distances, which is okay for Detroit because they have Pascal and they've got other guys. So it makes a lot of sense. And if he is going to play that Sam, how consistently can he, one, rush the passer, but two, most importantly, drop into coverage? Because I don't want to see another James Houston situation where he's got to cover a wheel route with the running back going vertical down the field, because I don't think he can do that. You want to drop him into flats, hook curl, those types of things, perfectly fine. But running man coverage, I don't know if Stewart can necessarily do that. I'm not doubting him as an athlete, but I just don't know if he can do it consistently enough in the NFL. But it's interesting because, like, going into the Senior Bowl, which unfortunately I got sick while I was down there, so my coverage was really lacking this year. But Stewart was a guy that I had heard the Lions weren't really high on. And now they've met with him a bunch, and all signs are pointing to Stewart maybe being a fit for the Lions somewhere on day 2 of the draft. So it's going to be really interesting, but I think he could fit. And if you took him at 60, and let's say you took Luther Burden at 28 and you took Josiah Stewart at 60, I'm perfectly fine with that draft haul because you're getting guys that are, one, highly talented, and they're going to contribute. And I trust that this coaching staff is going to get these guys right in the NFL.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think a lot of the beat reporters have kind of sold themselves in Tyler Booker. I'm not the biggest Tyler Booker guy. I think in the run game, phenomenal for sure. I think in the gap scheme, they like to run, in the pass game, there's questions there. I'm in love with Donovan Jackson. Is that a guy you see go in the first round, and would he be a fit for the Detroit Lions?
He would definitely be a fit for Detroit. I would definitely keep tabs on him for all Lions fans because, they love those versatile guys, those players that can go and do multiple things, whether it be offensive tackle, interior offensive line, or you flip it to defense, you can play, like I mentioned, 3 tech, 4 eye, so on and so forth. I think Jackson can do multiple things for them because he's got the length, at 33.5 to play as a tackle. I thought he stepped up in a big way. Had they not had him, I don't know if Ohio State wins the national championship, to be completely honest with you. Like, he was a big part to why they were successful. He opened a lot of gaps for Judkins and Henderson. He kept Will Howard upright on his blind side. So I really like him. He's versatile. He's got a thick frame. His hands hit quick. He resets quickly. I think the footwork can get a little bit clunky, especially against speed rushers, but I think he can be a guy that can come in and play right away if needed. I don't know if teams are going to really do that with him, but if he was the pick at 28, he would make a lot of sense. And I could see him go a little bit sooner than people maybe expect. I mean, Baltimore's always worth keeping tabs on with offensive linemen. I think Minnesota's really intriguing. They've been linked to offensive linemen through the draft process. But then you look at Kansas City. They got to revamp that offensive line a little bit. They got a ton of draft capital.
Yeah.
We know they don't have a ton of needs. Could they get, dicey and trade up and move up for a guy like Donovan Jackson if the run of tackles start going? Because I don't think Calvin Banks lasts, past pick 13. I think Armand Membo will be gone. I think Will Campbell will be gone. And then kind of that next tier of offensive linemen start to go.
And speaking of that, I have a guy that I've fallen in love with that, I think we all know that the Detroit Lions need to address that interior offensive line relatively early in this draft to get some, because they got old guys in there that they're getting even older. This guy, he is, maybe probably a third-round pick around there. It might be that he is just violent and nasty in the run game, or it might be the mullet and the mustache. But Tate Ratledge out of Georgia,
baby.
I love him. Am I crazy for loving this guy?
No, you're not wrong at all. He actually tested really well when you just look at the percentiles and all that stuff. And I'm not a huge data guy. I could care less. I'm a film junkie. You guys know that. But he ran a 4.9. He ran a 4.97. I couldn't believe he was 6'6". When he checked into the combine at 6'6.5", I was like, no way.
That's crazy.
I was like, I thought he was only 6'4", and I think he was listed higher. So when you see that, you're like, oh yeah, he's 2 inches shorter. I always just do that, but he's a legit 6'6". And the 1.72 10-yard split was huge for him. 32-inch vertical was really good for a player that was 308 pounds. 32.25-inch arms. So he's a fine player that makes a lot of sense somewhere, second, third round. I don't know if he'd be there at pick 102. They might have to move up to try to get him, or maybe move back a little bit with that 60th pick, or maybe they take him at 60. If they took him at 60, I'm fine with it, because this is a physical guy. He gets after it. I love the lateral movements. He can get out in space, and that's big. We all know that the Lions run, multiple schemes up front, whether it's gap or zone, pin and pull. I think Tate would be a no-brainer, and he kind of fits that Christian Mahogany role. There's times where I'm like, dude, you got to dial it back a little bit. He's over-aggressive, and you can be overly aggressive in a good way, but then there's times that it hurts you. Your technique gets a little crazy, or you miss your mark and you miss your targets downfield, whether it's at the second level or, again, out in space, you're kicking out somebody. So there's different things that he's got to dial back a little bit, but that's kind of what Christian Mahogany was out of Boston College. The biggest thing with him was medicals, and the Lions got, we think, a steal last year in the draft, and maybe Ratledge would be one of those guys that ends up being kind of the same thing.
I would love it.
Russ, man, I appreciate your time. I know we always grab you here for the draft stuff. I know you're a big film junkie, so I got to ask, what do you make of the departure of Ben Johnson and the Lions move forward offensively? Are you still comfortable moving forward with Johnny Morton?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it sucks seeing Ben go, but I trust that, Dan Campbell has a bigger say than we all believe. And at the end of the day, they've got some absolute dogs on the offensive side. They've got one of the best offensive lines in football. We all know it starts there. They've got Jared Goff, and when he's going in rhythm and he's got his timing down, we can see how dangerous he can be, love him or hate him. There's definitely moments last year where it was like, why in the world are you throwing 4 or 5 picks in a game? But at the end of the day, you got St. Brown, Jamo, Laporta, like I mentioned with Tim Patrick and obviously Gibbs and Montgomery, you can run the football. They're going to stick to that, and I think Johnny Morton's going to do that. So that's the key thing. Keep running the football, and good things will happen for this offense. And I wish Ben all the best, down there in Chicago. But at the end of the day, there are times where I watch his interviews and I'm like, man, this guy is just really trying to. He is trying really hard at times, and I'm like, I appreciate you, but at the end of the day, just go do your film, go handle your business, and at the end of the day, try to beat us twice a year, which you're not going to be able to do. And we'll see it. We'll see you at the end of the season when we're on, at the top, and you're probably at the bottom again. So it's all good. I wish him the best, though.
Let's go.
I do wish him the best, though. His offense was a joy to watch, and he is in a great spot with Caleb Williams. If he can turn him around a little bit and get those pieces going, they can be really dangerous.
Scott didn't do the best of promoting your guys' show. It's your turn. You got to put on. Scott was like, I'll be around.
Yeah, that's Scott in a nutshell. Scott. But no, check it out, Detroit Lions Podcast on YouTube, at Detroit Lions Podcast. Or you can find it on Twitter or X at DET Lions Podcast. And of course, you can follow Scott at Bischoff_Scott, or you can follow me at Russ NFL Draft. Always fun talking with you boys. And whenever you want to talk some ball, just let me know. As long as the kid doesn't have a doubleheader, we should be good.
Russ, appreciate you so much, man. It's always good to have you on.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, fellas.
Good talking
See
to
you
you.
later, brother. That's the goat. We're
I miss
honestly
Russ.
blessed with Scott and Russ. Just
Yeah, we are.
two cool ass dudes, two guys that know their shit. They both know more about the draft every year than anybody I've ever met. It amazes me every time. They're like, yeah, this guy, 6th round pick. You know, he transferred from here. His coach was there, but now he's here. This is what he and it's like, oh yeah,
the way he rattles off numbers is just insane.
Yeah, they're
He's the home. Like we,
And,
you know, had a lot of good times.
Shout out Studio B.
Yeah.
Russ was back with us in Studio
the
B.
first draft we did with Woodward
Russ was here before Chris and Nick.
All right. Let's not get fucking carried away.
Russ was the original heavyweight.
Let's not get carried away here.
That's true.
I mean, I was offered before Russ. I just rejected Eazy. But real quick before we go, the Michael Malone thing. I feel like we got to just at least say something real quick.
Wild before
that
the
was
playoffs.
wild.
Crazy.
What?
Michael Malone fired as Denver Nuggets head coach and GM. That was crazy.
The only thing we got to say before we go is let's fucking go Red Wings.
Come on,
Biggest
baby.
game of the year tonight. Need to win it in regulation. Fuck the Canadians. Fuck Montreal. Fuck the French. Red Wings need to win this game. If they want to stay alive, they need to win this game.
Fucking LaFleur.
Appreciate you guys tapping in. Make sure you smash the like button for
Nick,
Eazy,
you want to say something?
Chris, for Scott, for Russ.
Go Tigers.
Appreciate you guys. Go Tigers. Go Wings. Let's go, baby. April and the D. Peace.
April.